So basically, I got an offer from LinkedIn without applying for a job, without, you know, so I sent them my CV. I went through the interviews, and I spoke to Lemon about it, and she was like, "Don't worry, it's going to be fine. Just relax and all that." And I got the offer, and the offer I got was not something I was looking forward to getting like so soon. I was thinking it was going to take me a while because I had been too relaxed for a bit, but I got an offer, and it was really good. An hybrid job. I used to do a job where I work shifts.
Hello, guys. Can we hear me clearly? Can we hear me loud and clear? If you can hear me loud and clear, confirm, type loud and clear in the chat box so I know that we are together. So that I know that we are together. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So I can see the thumbs ups as well. All right, you're all welcome to tonight's session. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I'm super glad. I'm super glad to be your host for the session tonight. Okay, so let me know, why did you join this night session? Why? Just one word, please. One word, or let me not say one word. It will be too difficult. Let's say one sentence, very short sentence. Why did you join the session tonight? Why did you join the session tonight? So I'm just curious. Okay, I know why I joined. So I joined so that I could share my expertise with you, so you can learn one or two things from tonight's session. Why did you join? Okay, somebody said to learn more. Fantastic, fantastic. That's from Chinedo. Sounds here from others, to learn. Fantastic. Or is it safe to say that everybody joined to learn? It's good if that's it. Darlington said, I don't even know. All right, so let's see how it goes, Darlington. All right, let's see how it goes. So tonight we are going to do something fantastic. We are going to assume the position of business analyst. So tonight, myself and yourself will work together as business analysts. Okay, so if you've ever heard about business analyst, who a business analyst is, or you don't even know what the job of a business analyst is in tech, tonight you're going to know more about that. You're going to learn more about that, and even assume the position of one yourself tonight. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen, and then we dive right in. Who is excited? Who is excited? Because I am super pumped, super excited to be here tonight. I am excited to be the one to drive tonight's session. All right, I can see quite a number of people are excited. Quite a number of people are excited. That's fantastic. That's great. I'm excited. Okay. Although just two people are excited in the chat. So if you're excited in the chat, type it. I am excited, so that I know that you actually are excited. Brilliant. So once you can see my screen, okay, brilliant. I can see the responses now. So once you can see my screen, um, you want to type crystal clear. Just type crystal clear in the chat so that I know that you can actually see my screen. Now, one thing that I need to let you know as the session goes on, especially for those of you who have joined our sessions, who are joining our sessions for the very first time, and even if you are a regular participant in our session, one of the things that would happen tonight is that the attendance form will be shared in the chat box. Okay, so there will be a link that my team member will paste in the chat box. So all you need to do is to click on it and fill out the attendance form. Now, what you get by filling out the attendance form is you get my slides and every other material, okay, that I'll be using in tonight's session. Some of them I'll share with you right here on the call, but the other ones that I may not be able to share right here on the call, I will share it with you as long as you fill out the attendance form. If you also want to get a recording of tonight's session, please fill out the attendance form and you will get that. All right. So enough of the talking. Let's start doing. Okay, brilliant. So for those of us who are joining us for the very first time, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm the COO here at Nebiat Analytics. I'm pushing towards a decade of experience in the space. I've also had the opportunity to somebody say my voice is choppy. I don't know what that means. People can see my screen. They've said crystal clear. So Chibudom, if you can't see my screen, it's most likely on network. So if you can see me, you can see my screen and you can hear me clearly, please type I am okay, I am fine. So that Chibudom knows that it's an issue from their own end. I'm okay. Fantastic. So you can see people are okay. So Chibudom, your network. Okay, welcome to Nigeria. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Now, I've had the opportunity to work with top firms in the space. So that has allowed me to help close on 3,000 Africans to get skilled and also break into tech. All right. So I also transitioned into tech. My first degree was in mechanical engineering, and um, it's a great experience I've had getting into tech. Official Emmy Gospel, please calm down. Okay, we are barely 10 minutes into the session. We're barely 10 minutes into the session. Okay, I have to introduce myself. All right, or you don't care who I am. Okay, you have to care who is passing on knowledge to you. You don't just take anything from anyone. All right, so it's good that I introduce myself. And talking about introduction, let me also tell you who we are here at Nebiat Analytics. So Nebiat Analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help Africans get into the tech space through three career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis. And we've built our premium tech training program on three pillars. Pillar number one is you work on real world case study, just like we'll be doing tonight. We're going to work on a real world case study together tonight to official MA Gospel. Stay tuned. You would work on a real world project tonight. That's the first pillar we built our premium training on. Second pillar is that we train you on soft skills. So these are skills that are outside of your technical requirements to get into tech. But these skills are the ones that actually get you the job. Okay, people think that, oh, you learn all the technical stuff and that's all. That is wrong. All right, so that's the second pillar. Third pillar is we offer some lifetime services, including some lifetime support, okay, to ensure that you can always come back to us for help. You don't need to go outside and start figuring things out all by yourself. So that's what we've built our premium tech training program on here at Nebiat Analytics, and we're happy to be here one more time. So what are we going to be doing today, really? What we'll be doing today is going to hover around three things. Number one is we'll build a process map for a renowned FMCG, Unilever to be precise. Okay, fast-moving consumer goods, if you're wondering what FMCG means. So, and we're going to use a tool called draw.io. Now, as a business analyst, we are going to experience, you're going to experience being a business analyst today. And as a business analyst, if there is no tool you don't know anything, you must know draw.io. Okay, you must know draw.io, and we'll be using it today. Very simple to use. All right, and we're going to use it to map out a process, and I'll tell you what that means. Next thing is we'll go into our extra layered support, some of those soft skills, as well as the lifetime support that I talked about. I'll talk more about it, and some success stories, some of our old students, and even current students who have gotten jobs. I'll talk about some of them, and then there'll be a special announcement at the end of the session, as well as question and answer. So you'll be able to ask me questions towards the end of tonight's session. You're also going to participate in the practical aspect to ensure that you pay attention and fill out the attendance form. It's already available in the chat box. So check the chat box. You'd see my team member Enquiries Naviant posting. He or she has posted the attendance form. So click on that link while I'm speaking and fill out the attendance form if you want my slides, all the materials I'll be using in tonight's session, as well as the recording, so that after tonight's session, you can take your time to create yours from scratch and test yourself whether you really have learned something from the session tonight. So let's get into it, guys. Now, Unilever is one of the largest FMCG across the globe. Okay, and one of the things that they want to excel in is customer feedback when it gets to delivering packages. So you have customers, and these customers are not necessarily, customers that consume their products directly. These are wholesalers. Okay, so from production in the factory, wholesalers placed order of these products to their warehouse, and from the warehouse they distribute to retailers. Okay, and that's how it gets to the customer. So what I've explained just now is what we call supply chain. Now, in a supply chain, okay, there is a point where from the factory, um, goods are being delivered to wholesalers. Now, these wholesalers sometimes may just go outright, accept the product, or maybe something happened to some of the products on the road, and maybe it has caused things like incomplete order, maybe dented, products and the like. But there is a complaint here and there, and for that reason, the customer needs to return the product and like the likes like that. Now if you use Jumia, sometimes you make an order, and it's not what you ordered, or something happened to it, and on the spot you make a return. So something like that, think of it as something like that. But now what the key thing now is that as a business analyst, okay, as a business analyst, you want to map out the process. So you've been hired, you want to map out the process that Unilever uses to work, so that you can even understand, okay, from point A, where does it move to point B, where does it move to point C, point D, and the likes. So you need to do that so that you can have they call it a bird's eye view. Who knows what it means when I say bird's eye view? Bird's eye view. So you want to have a bird's eye view on the process of this company so that you can make suggestions as to how to optimize it. Okay. Now that I'm talking about it, it may sound like rocket science, but let's get into it, and then you see whether you tell me whether it's rocket science or not. So I have included the process document of the company right here. Okay, and this is what the process map looks like, but we want to build this from scratch. So all round view, fantastic, Mark. So what I'm going to do is this process document, I'll share it with you now. Okay, I'm going to share that with you so that you can walk with me in terms of what the steps are, and then we're going to turn that document into a process map, just as we can see on my screen. So I'm going to share the link with you now via the chat. So you want to click on the link so you can get access to the document. But first, confirm you have filled out the attendance form. So fill out the attendance form so that you can get my slide, get everything. But now, right now, I am going to share the document with you. So the link, my team member has posted the attendance form once again. But right now, I'm going to share the link to the process map. So if you look at the chat, you see my name, you see a link on that. If you click on that link, it's going to expose you to the process map. Okay, it's going to expose you to the process map. Now, this is what you see when you click on that link. If you can see my screen, you're going to gain access to this document. Okay, you gain access to this document. Okay, you gain access to this document. Okay, so I'm going to give us 2 minutes to do that. Okay, 2 minutes to figure things out. Okay, 2 minutes to figure that out. All right, 2 minutes to figure it out so that um okay, I'll give us 2 minutes. Let's figure that out. Okay, click on the link. And if you are there, let me know. If you are there, let me know. If you are there, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you are there. Okay, let me know that you are there. Okay, let me know that you are there. All right, fantastic, fantastic. So you are welcome. Okay, I can see quite a number of people are there. So let's get started. Now, what you have there with you is the process map. Okay, for the process rather, process document for Unilever. Now we're going to turn that into a diagram because it's hard for you to understand the process like that, you know, as a document. So as a business analyst, your job is to use a tool called business see I'm saying business analyst. I beg your pardon, guys. So a tool called draw.io to convert that document to a process map. So a process map gives you a bird's eye view of what the process of a company is. And by so doing, it allows you to say something around what they need to do next. Now, before we start building, okay, there are 3 things you need to know, and that will guide you on what we will build together today. The diagram that you would be building, okay, a process map, or let me say a process map, all right, consists of 3 main shapes. Guys, listen very carefully, else you'll not be able to follow me, because what you will learn now will be useful when we start building the process map. And if you want to build alongside with me, you'll be able to do that also. So let's go ahead. You have a circle. We've not started yet. These are preamble. You need to know all these things before we build. A circle, okay? And then we have a rhombus, 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 and then you have a rectangle. And each of these shapes are the 3 main shapes. These are the 3 main shapes used in the process map. What is a circle used for? A circle is used for start or finish. Some people say start or end. Okay, whichever one you are. Start or end. Are we together? Guys, you need to know this at the back of your mind. Put this at the back of your mind. Okay? What did I say circle is for? Start or end. Right? Start or end. Oluwaseun, please, if you are using your phone, you may likely have that issue. So what you want to do is leave this call and then join back immediately and see if you can see my screen. Okay? So if you can't see anything, it's likely your device or your network or something, please. Okay. Okay, let's do one exercise very quickly. If you can see me, you can hear me, and you can see my screen, please type I can see your screen. I can hear you and I can see you. Anyone, if you are okay, please just let me know that you can see my screen, you can see what I'm writing, you can hear me, you can see me, everything. So just you are okay, you're good to go, you're following. Fantastic, I can see your screen. So if you can see my screen, then you have no issues. So if other people can see my screen, you should be able to see my screen as well. So you have an issue on your end. So sorry about that, but just find a way to fix it. All right. So now I said that circles are used for what? Start or end. Don't worry, I'll share the link again. Okay. Um, Circles are used for start or end. Rhombus are used for whenever there is a decision to be made. Whenever there is a decision to be made. Guys, whenever there's a decision to be made, you use what? A rhombus. Are we together, guys? You use a rhombus. Okay, rhombus. Let me write rhombus so that you see. Rhombus. Rhombus. This is the spelling of rhombus, in case you're hearing it for the first time. Now, then you have a rectangle, okay? A rectangle, and a rectangle is used for a task in the process. Okay, a task in a process. Are we good to go? If I say are we good to go, type good to go, good to go, good to go, sir. Okay. If you remember when you did your NYSC, or if you ever did any military training. So yeah, good to go, good to go, good to go, sir. All right. So now that we are good to go, okay, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Open your browser. Okay, open your browser. I want you to open your browser. Now, you can do this on your phone or your laptop, but preferably on your laptop. Okay, preferably on your laptop. All right, it's easier to navigate on your laptop. Now, let's start. You go to your browser and you want to search for draw.io. Draw.io. Okay, you can search it up here or you can search it right here. Draw.io. Draw.io. Let me increase it so that you can see it. Draw.io, and then just click on draw.io from the searches. Draw.io Google search. Okay, draw.io Google search. Okay, draw.io. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Now, when you search draw.io, okay, when you search draw.io, the very first page, the very first link you see, okay, whether it's draw.io or on title diagram like this, okay, just click on it. Click on the very first link that you see, and that should open a new diagram for you. Let me do that again. Okay, the first, or it's very easy, the first result you see exactly on title diagram, click on it. Okay, click on it. Now when you click on it, okay, when you click on it, it's ask you, oh, do you want to create a new diagram or you want to open an already existing diagram? Do you want to create a new diagram or you want to open an existing diagram? Okay, we want to create a new diagram. Okay, just as you guess, we want to create a new diagram. So click on create a new, that is asking me to rename. Yes, don't worry about that. Click on create new diagram. So once you create a new diagram, you can see right here is asking me to rename the diagram. Let me change my screen so that what I'm doing is a bit bolder, or let me just increase it here so that you can see it. Can you see what I have on my screen? It says untitled diagram. Okay, untitled diagram. So I need to name this. Okay, I need to rename this. So rename it to what? Unilever. Just type Unilever. Okay, or type Unilever process map. Unilever process map diagram. Okay, let's do it that way. Unilever process map diagram. So that's what I typed here. So give it any name you want. All right, give it any name you want. Okay, and let me know if we're together. When I typed draw.io, it went straight to app.diagram.net. Fantastic. In as much as you are, look, guys, if you type draw.io, it's not rocket science. Let me do it again. Draw.io, and you click on enter, it brings you to this page. Okay. Or if you search draw.io and you hit enter, it brings you directly to this place. It's the same thing. Okay. It's the same. All right, it brings you directly to this page and it says create new diagram, open existing, the same thing. All right, so there is no cause for alarm. Then click create a new diagram, and then you see untitled diagram, rename it to what? Unilever, okay, or something around Unilever. I'll just call this one Unilever diagram. And from there I click on what? Create on the bottom right. I click on create on the bottom right. I click on create on the bottom right. Can we see that? Create on the bottom right. Now, if for some reason you can't follow me because you are using your phone, what you need to do now is to open up that document I sent and pay attention so that when you get the recording, you can create your own from scratch. When you are less busy, create your own from scratch. Tag me on LinkedIn. My name is Mohammed Suleiman on LinkedIn. And sure you tag me on LinkedIn so that I can see what you've done and I can engage with you so that the whole world can see it as well. All right. So I'm going to click on create. Okay. And you can see save as. It's saying I should save it. Where do I want to save it? I won't change anything. So it saves on my Google Drive. I will not change anything. I'll just click on save and boom, it saves for me and it's going to take me to where I can create the diagram. Like I said, if you are using your phone, what you need to do now is to fill out the attendance form in the chat box. Okay, you can see the link is in the chat box. Click on the link, fill your attendance form so you can get all the materials I used and I will still eventually use. Okay, and then you also want to, you know, click on the document that I have, click on the documents link that I shared so that you can, so that you can work with me. Okay. Oh, I've been taken straight to this page, this and that. If you're on this page, you can rename right here. Okay. You can rename right here on the top left, but I don't want to go into that. We came here to build a process map, not to rename documents. All right. So like I said, the session is recorded. Fill out the attendance form. So in case along the line you miss something, you don't have to worry. You can create yours all over again. Now let's start. Let's start. What shape did I say we used to start? What do we start with? From the document I shared, what's the first thing we're going to start with? From the document I shared, what's the first thing we're starting with? Okay, a circle. Okay, and what's going to be in that circle? Let me do that again. So on the left hand side here, you can see you have all your shapes. Okay, you have all your shapes. This is circle, this is a rhombus, or a diamond, and then this is a square or a rectangle. Okay, rectangle, circle, rhombus, or diamond. All right. So what you want to do is this: you click on the circle shape, and the circle appears here. All right. And if you put your mouse on it, you can hold it and drag it and position it wherever it is you want. You can position it wherever you want on the screen. So I'll just put it on the bottom left area here, or I can just put it here, okay, to start with it. All right, I can put it somewhere here to start with it. So what am I starting with? What am I starting with? Who is looking at the documents for me? Because I am not looking at the document. You guys will be the one to help me. Okay, what am I starting with? What am I starting with? Products. I think it's products are manufactured in the factory, something around that line, right? Products are manufactured in the factory, right? That's where I'm starting this process from. Okay, products are manufactured in the factory. Okay, so I'm gonna just type it here. Product is manufactured in the factory. Products are manufactured in the factory. Now you can't type every single detail here, so just the high level. Products are manufactured in the factory. So thank you very much, Joseph, for sharing that. Okay, so products are manufactured in the factory. Now, from this, we move to the next. The next thing is what? The next thing is a task, right? The next thing in line is a task, right? So what shape am I going to use? What shape am I going to use for that? What shape am I using for that? What shape? What shape am I using? Clap for Chinedu. Clap for Chinedu. Chinedu, you're already a business analyst. I can see that already. Chibus are also. Um, Odia also. Okay. Fantastic. All of you are already. In fact, I think I need to start asking myself, am I in the right session? Am I speaking to business analysts already? So we need to use a rectangle, right? How do we draw a rectangle? Now we need an arrow to connect this circle to the rectangle because it's a flow chart, it's a process map. So I'll put my cursor on one of these points, one of these blue points. It brings out the arrow, and when I hover my mouse around the arrow, it now allows me to select some of the popular shapes. And because I want a rectangle, not a right angle, please, sorry, a rectangle. Okay, I select the rectangle and it automatically connects with an arrow. And then I can double click inside the rectangle to type. So what am I typing? What's the task? What's the task? I think somebody is helping. Who is helping with the task? What is the task? Okay, inventory. I'm just going to summarize it because I can't type everything in the box. Okay, inventory. Inventory is what? Documented. Thank you once again, Joseph. It's only Joseph that is helping me. Okay, it's only Joseph that is helping me. All right. So inventory is documented. Okay, Esther is there too. Fantastic. All right. All right. Fantastic. Let's go ahead. Now, what's the next thing after that? What's the next thing after that? What's the next thing after that? What's the next thing after this? After inventory is documented, what's the next thing? Another task. So what if it's another task, Chinedu, what shape am I going to be using there? What shape am I going to be using? What shape am I going to be using? Fantastic. Chibuzo, rectangle. Rectangle. So I just put my mouse on the arrow again. You can see this arrow. I put my mouse on it, and then it allows me again to select from the shape. So I'll select a rectangle again, and then double click to type inside. And what am I typing? What am I typing? What am I typing? What am I typing? Products are transported to the warehouse. Fantastic. Products are transported to the warehouse. Products are transported to the warehouse. Fantastic. Somebody's asking how I connected. Okay. So watch how I connect. So what's the next thing after this? Once we transport to the warehouse, what's the next thing? Is it a task? Is it a decision point? What is the next thing? What is the next thing? Who is helping me? It's a task again. So meaning I'm using a rectangle again, right? Am I correct? Or is it a circle this time? Am I using a rectangle or a circle? Rectangle or circle? Rectangle or circle? Rectangle. Fantastic. I'm using a rectangle. So to connect again, for the person who was asking how did I connect it, as your mouse is on this last shape that we created, you see an arrow to any direction you want to create the next shape. Okay, you have an arrow to any direction you want to create the next shape. So I'm just going to put on this right arrow here, and that allows me to then select the next shape I want, and then I select a rectangle. Then it automatically connects it with an arrow. And then what am I typing here? What's the task? Oh, somebody has already helped me. You guys are brilliant. Warehouse storage, and categorization. Brilliant. Warehouse storage and categorization. categorization. Okay, warehouse storage and categorization. Now I have all of this. Okay, so what's the next thing that I'm doing? What is the next thing that I'm doing? Is it a task? Is it a question? Do I have to make a decision at this point? What is the next thing? Okay, I need to make a decision, right? Whether an order has been received or not. So what shape am I using? What shape am I using? That. So rhombus or diamond, right? Rhombus or diamond. So what am I going to do? I would put my mouse here and click on rhombus. Okay, and I can rearrange. Okay, I can rearrange. Look, I can drag the rhombus to where I want to position it. Okay, I can drag the rhombus to where I want to position it so that the arrow follows suit. Okay, so I want to drag it to somewhere like this so that I can have it this way. All right, so that I can have it this way. So now you notice that I am now moving towards the right hand side. So you can see that it is asking for more space. Okay, this is asking me for more space. So I can actually, reduce I can reduce the screen so that it gives me more space. And let me tell you something. You can see that, oh, it ends here, right? What happens? I can actually, if I drag it, past where it ends, it creates more space for me automatically. Okay, so play around with the space that you have. Okay, play around with the space that you have, and let's see what you get. All right, guys, are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Am I making sense? All right. So inside of this rhombus or diamond, what am I typing? You said I'm making a decision, right? So what am I deciding on? I'm deciding on whether an order has been received, right? So order received with a question mark. Okay, with a question mark. Is an order received? That's what you said, right? Who helped me with that? I think somebody typed order received question, right? Exactly. Adindu did that. Adindu typed it. Adindu, thank you very much for that. So the decision I'm making is whether an order has been received, right? Okay, Esther as well. Thank you very much. So it means there are two ways it can go. It can either be a yes or a no. And that's why it's a decision point to even start with. So let's start with the yes part and then we go to the no part. Okay, and you can position the yes and no wherever you want. Wherever you want. Okay, let's start with the yes. So let the yes go up and the no go to this side. So I'll start with this up. So I'll put my mouse there. And what is the next thing after if it's a yes? If it's a yes, what am I doing? What am I doing if I check for an order and then an order has been received actually? What happens after that? Who is helping me? Where are my helpers? Who is helping me? Products are picked and packed. Okay, products are picked and packed. So I'm going to select the rectangle and type products are picked. Okay, products are picked and packed. They say tech bros. They say tech bros can type very fast. I am a tech bro, and it doesn't feel like as if I type very fast. Somebody help me. All right, so that was just on a lighter note. So products are picked and packed, and this is for yes. So because it is a yes, I need to label that this arrow is a yes. So how do I label it? I just come to any area around the arrow, this arrow joining um, order received and products are picked and packed. I just come to this area where I'm not disturbing any other thing. Double click, okay, double click and select text. I just double click on that area and select text. I double click and select text and type yes. Isn't this simple? This is too simple now, right, guys? Isn't this too simple? Is it hard? You can see it's not hard to be a data, sorry, I nearly said data analyst. Okay, it's not hard to be a business analyst. Okay, what we are doing today is business analysis, not data analyst. All right, so don't worry, data analysts come back later. All right, let's continue. Now, this is a yes. How about a no? How about a no? For a no, I will draw another. I will draw another. Um. Um. I will draw another. Arrow. To this side. Okay, and select a task again. So for this task, okay, for this task, what is it? That's if it's a no. If order is not received, what happens? If order is not received, what happens? I wait for a new order. I wait for a new order. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Joanne. I wait for a new order. So as I am waiting, I still have to keep on checking whether an order has been received. So it means that I have to come back here. I have to come back here. Okay, I have to come back to this arrow. All right, and let me bring it down like this. So let me show you what I did. Let me show you what I did. Let me do it again. Okay, because you're wondering, oh, Mohammed, that arrow that you did, how did it work? So I want to connect an arrow from this wait for a new order box to this line here, to this arrow, so that I keep on coming back. As I wait, I check, is there a new order? If no, I wait and then I check again. All right. So how do I draw an arrow from this place to join this arrow here? How do I do that? Just like you want to get a shape, you hover your mouse on this blue arrow, then you hold it, hold it, and then you drag, just drag. However the arrow looks like, it may look funny to you at the very start, but don't worry, just drag and drop it on the point where you want it to join this arrow. Now, once you've dropped it on that point, you can then put your mouse on this blue point, and then hold that blue point and adjust the arrow. You can see the dotted blue line showing me how the arrow will look like. And once I release it, boom, I have an arrow. Okay, I have an arrow, and you can adjust it all you want. So you can see I've adjusted it to the point where the arrow is now facing directly on this place. Did you get that? Did you get that? Very easy. Okay, you just position, hold, and drag. The way you drag people on Twitter and Facebook. You know the way you used to drag people on Twitter and Facebook. You hold it and drag. Exactly, just like that. Okay, I'm just kidding, all right? You saw how I dragged it, so please don't drag people. Can you repeat that part? Normally I'm not meant to repeat it because I don't want to keep everybody here, but I'll just repeat it one more time. Okay, I'll put my cursor on this blue arrow, but I'll not select a shape. I'll hold the blue arrow and drag it to the point where I want it to join this other arrow here. And then after I release it, I'll see some blue areas. Those blue areas, those blue dots are where I can adjust. So I want to adjust the arrow. So I hold it on any of the blue area and drag it down to the point where I want. Okay, drag it to the point where I want. Okay, drag it, and then it adjusts this way. Are we together, guys? And of course, I want to label this as no. Who can you remember how I labeled this as yes? Can you remember how I labeled this place as yes? That's exactly how I labeled this as no. So I double click on an empty space, select text, and type no and hit enter. Okay, I don't need to hit enter, just type no. Okay, just type no and click somewhere else. All right. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Fantabulous, fantabulous. Now, again, if for any reason you're not following me, fill out the attendance form so you can get the recording. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, after yes, what next? What next? What next? What is the next thing in line? What is the next thing in line? What is the next thing? Can my screen be bolder? Let me make it a little bit bold. Okay, but I think it is actually okay like this. Okay, I've already increased it, so you should be able to see my screen. What's the next thing? Product awards. Product awards. Products are transported to the customer. You need to take the product to the customer, right? So that's a task. Am I correct? So I'll select a, I believe you're already familiar with how to select a shape now. You just put your mouse on the blue arrow, select the shape you want, and then double click inside of it to type. And I want to type products are transported to the customer. Fantastic. Products are transported to the customer. Brilliant. Brilliant. We're heading somewhere. What is the next thing now after products are transported to the customer? What's the next thing after product is transported to the customer? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Quickly, guys, because of time. Quickly, guys, because there are still some things I want to share with you. So let's quickly go around this. So after products are transported to customer, what's the next thing, guys? Who is helping me? Who is helping me? Fantastic. So we'll check if the customer accepts the product, right? So what shape is that? What shape is that? Where are my business analysts? Help me. What shape is that? What shape am I going to use to depict that very point? Oh, it's a decision point. So I'm going to use a diamond or the rhombus, however I want to call it, right? You guys are too brilliant. Okay. So because I have to make a decision, did the customer accept or not? Then I have to select what? A rhombus and say customer accept product. And you want to put a question mark. Okay. Customer accept product. Okay. And it's not compulsory that it's only yes and no. Okay. In some business cases, you may have more than three line of action depending on the response. Okay, but for today we are lucky it's just yes and no, so just two. All right. So for yes, if the customer accepts, what happens? What happens? Okay, what happens? What do I do next? Process ends successfully. So what shape is that, Joan? What shape is that? What shape is for process end successfully? What shape is for end? Fantastic. I thought you guys would forget. It's a circle, right? Remember, circles are used to start and end. So if the customer accepts the product, that's the end. Because I select a cycle, not a cycle, a circle. You it is not cycle, it is what? Circle. Okay. So I put end. Let me just type end. Okay. End. So we end the process here. And again, I want to label this as yes, so I'll just type a yes right here. Okay, remember you double click on the empty space, select text, and type your yes. How about if it's a no? What am I doing if it's a no? What am I doing if it is a no? What am I doing if it is a no? If the customer does not accept the product, what happens? What happens? I deliver the product, the customer is not accepting. What happens? Who is helping me? Where are my helpers? Have you left me? Have you left me? Where are my helpers, guys? If customers does not accept, we go to the return loop. That means we initiate the return, right? Return is initiated. So if the customer does not accept, I'm going to draw an arrow to here. And the first task is that fantastic. Even before I ask which shape that I'll use, Ademola has already told me use a rectangle. Okay, this is too easy. Ademola is like, this is too easy, Muhammad. Use a rectangle, right? So we proceed to the return loop, and the first task under the return loop is what? Return is initiated, right? We initiate the return. Now, after initiating the return, what's the next thing we do? What's the next thing we want to do? What's the next thing we want to do? What's the next thing we want to do? What's the next thing? What's the next thing to do, guys? Who is helping? We proceed to return loop. Yes, I've proceeded to return loop. I've initiated the return. What is after that? What am I doing next? Product is returned to the warehouse. Is that it? Are you sure, John? Who is helping me? Who is helping me? Who is helping me? Let me see. Is that it? Return is initiated. Okay, so product is returned to the warehouse. Okay, fantastic. That's it. You're correct. You're actually correct. So let's go. Let's go. So product is returned to the warehouse. That is a task, right? That is a task. So what am I using? A box, a rectangle. So I'll use a rectangle and say what? Product is returned to the warehouse. Now, when the product is returned to the warehouse, what's the next thing? What's the next thing in the process? What's the next thing? So whoever is asking for the attendance form, it's been pasted in the chat once again. Click on the link and fill out the form. So yeah. So what's the next thing after product is returned to the warehouse? What's the next thing after product is returned to the warehouse? Who is helping me? Who is helping me? Oh, we need to make a decision again. Okay, so what decision are we asking ourselves? What do we do with the return, right? So what shape? Diamond, right? Diamond. I'm using the diamond shape or the rhombus, right? So I ask myself what to do with the return. What to do with the return. Okay. So what's the first thing? What's the first option? I have two options, right? And you can see this is a typical case where you can have more than two options easily. You can have three options depending on what the company does and the likes. Okay. So don't be led to believe that you can only have two options whenever you need to make a decision. Okay, me and you know that doesn't work, especially for women. I didn't say so. I'm talking based on data. All right, so back to where we are. What to do with the return, right? So what's the first option? Who is helping me? I think I saw Adindu help me out. Adindu says option A, defective products are processed for disposal. Okay, so let's go with the first option. Defective products are processed for, it's a defective, or let's make it simple. Let's just write disposal. Okay, disposal. Okay, let's write disposal just to make things simple. All right, disposal, so we don't write too much. Okay, it's been a long day. So we process for disposal. And guys, bear me witness. After disposal, is there any other thing left? If we're going for disposal, then it's end, right? So we connect the disposal to the end circle. So it means if I pass here, this is how I'll go and I'll end the process. So I'll drag this arrow to a point on the circle. You can see it's green, meaning that's a legitimate point for connection on the circle. I release it and boom, the connection is made. Okay, and this is option A. So I want to write option A as a text here. I'll select text and type option A. Okay, this is option A. So I can move it this way, option A. Now, what's the next option? What's the next option that I have? If I'm not processing for disposal, do I have any other option? Do I have any other option? Replacement. So replacement. So you see this replacement. Okay, this is replacement, right? Let's type replacement in a rectangle, of course. Replacement because it's a task. Now, this replacement, okay, this replacement would mean that we go back to picking a product. So the replacement is like as if they have made an order already, and the answer is yes, there is an order. So they don't have to place the order again. I would place the order myself on their behalf and go ahead to picking a product. So it means I'm going to join this replacement to picking a product. Okay, let me join it here to picking a product. Okay, to picking a product. To picking a product. Are we together, guys? I joined replacement to picking a product. So if you're going to replace, you're going to come back here, go around the loop again until you find the end circle. Okay. The goal is to move from the start to the to finish. Okay. The goal is to look for from is to move from the start to finish. Okay. Are we together? Are we together? Okay, are we together, guys? Are we together? And if you've not filled the attendance form, please fill it out ASAP so that you can get everything that I'm doing. And you can label this as option B, right? Option B. Option B. Okay, what happened right there? Option B. So this is option. This is option B. Okay, option B. All right. So, and if you look at something, guys, I want you to see something, guys. I want you to see something. I want you to look at something. Now we are done. Okay, we are done with the whole process. But if you look at this, I want you to look at this. Look at these two processes. Do you notice anything about these two processes? Is there anything that rings a bell in these two processes? Is anybody following me? Where are the business analysts? You guys said you are business analysts already. Okay. So you guys are business analysts. All right. So if you missed anything, don't worry, the recording is there. So what do you think about this? Okay, Deborah says transportation. Who else has an opinion on that? Who else has an opinion on that? These two processes that I selected, this one, movement, okay? The process, the first one, this one here says products is returned to warehouse. This one says products are transported to the warehouse. They are both going to the warehouse. They are going to the same place, but there are different tasks in the process. So as a business analyst, whenever you see something like this, what you should be thinking about is, how do I combine both processes together such that from the factory, when inventory is being documented, before I transport to the warehouse, I also ask the people that are processing the return, are there any items being processed for return? Okay, so that I can combine both. So that I can combine both as a single process. Are you with me? So that I can combine both as a single process. So that is how these are loopholes in the process that you want to identify. It is not in all cases that you can combine, but in most cases, okay, you can actually combine this process. So realistically, you want to discuss with the stakeholders in the business. Look at this is what I discovered in your process. You have repetitive processes. Although this is coming back from the customer, while this is coming from the factory. So is there a way we can combine this so that when products get to the warehouse, okay, returned items, especially if they are not damaged, we can, categorize and store them and still process them back for others, so that we don't end up just disposing or ditching them. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? So that is how we are gonna do this. So what we've done is simply the job of a business analyst. Simple. It's as simple as ABC. So when you have business analyst, you think it's difficult. Oh, it's not for me. Tech is not for me. Is this mathematics or chemistry or physics or coding? Did I write any code? No, I didn't. So as a business analyst, okay, this is a snippet, a tip of the iceberg of what your job entails. So now the big question is this: how do you become a business analyst, right? Or let me say, instead of even how first, why should you even become a business analyst, right? Why business analysis? Okay, why business analysis? So the reason is very simple. The reason you should get into business analysis is that it's easy to learn. Pretty much whatever your background is, whether I see somebody, when I mentioned that I was from the engineering background, somebody was, hailing me that I'm from the engineering background. Probably they're also from the engineering background. Now, the background is in engineering, arts, um, sciences, or you don't even have a first degree, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you've been out of job for like 4 years, okay, or you are currently working 9 to 5. It really doesn't matter what walk of life you are in. You can actually jump on this skill, learn it to a point where you can confidently say that I know how to do this thing. Are we together? So that is exactly why it is easy to learn. Then the second thing is that it is easy to transition. It is easy to transition. And I'm not going to use my mouth to say it. Let me show you why it is easy to transition. Okay, let me show you why it is easy to transition. Now, let's go to LinkedIn. Let me show you my LinkedIn page. Let's go to LinkedIn and look for a job as a business analyst, and let's see what the demand is out there for you. So, are there people looking for business analysts out there? Are the jobs actually out there before I venture into it? And these are questions you need to actually ask yourself before you choose a career path, right? But you want to go for business analyst. So let's search here. Mind you, this is my profile. Give me a second so that I can zoom in a little bit. All right. So let me search for business analyst. Okay, and hit enter. Business analyst. And after searching for business analyst, I then click on jobs. I click on jobs. Okay, jobs. I click on jobs. Now, if you look at this, okay, the location is set to EMEA, and that is where you want to typically have your location set to. EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So don't set your location to Nigeria, please. Don't do that. You're wasting your time. Not because there are no opportunities in Nigeria, but because you'll be confining yourself to just Nigerian opportunities, local opportunities. So your skills are globally marketable. So you want to market it on the global front. So EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So you click that. Now, I want you to look at these jobs. Okay, this is already viewed. This business analyst at Carlo, remote business analyst in the finance sector, touring, business analyst, Foodix, on site. Okay, except if you want to travel. All right, look at this one. Business analyst, Micro One. I had interviewed for this particular firm before, micro1.ai. Okay, this throws me back to during my days when I was actively interviewing for a tech role. So micro1.ai is a fantastic place to work, very fantastic, salary projection, remotely from anywhere you can work, anywhere you are. Okay,
whether you are in your village, in as much as there's network connection in your village, you can actually work from your village. All right. So I'm dead serious about it. So and you can see this was posted 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, just before we joined this session, this opportunity was posted. So this is look at this one. This one was posted 1 day ago. This was posted 10 hours ago. And somewhere I didn't even point to you at is this. Look at this top here. 7,057 results. 7,057 job opportunities right now for business analysts in EMEA. You see this 57 at the back. If I am able to give you 57 of them, would you be able to apply to all of them this night? Just that 57 at the back. Can you apply to all of them this night? You sleep up. That's the way. To get to a point, you just doze off. Okay? So you have 7,000 of them. So that's what makes it easy to transition. It's easy to get a job because recruiters are looking for people who have these skills. And last but not the least, it has fantastic salary projections. So except you are fighting with money, maybe you are quarreling with money, you don't like money, okay, you have an issue with money. This is a career path that gives you that financial freedom, that financial leverage to try many other things. Okay, I've spoken with people before, and they tell me, Hamad, you will not believe. Okay, I am a family man and I cannot boast of a saving that I have. So I was having a discussion with this person, and the person told me, and I was like, wow, really? So, and it's not far-fetched. Look around you, look at what the economy is saying. Oil price increased, again recently. It means with the way the economy is right now, with what's happening even globally and not just Nigeria, there is likely going to be a shift in the economy. So where do you want to be when that shift happens? Okay, when the shift happens, where do you want to be? What do you want to have? So that's the question you want to ask yourself right now as we go ahead. So the question is, how do you get it? Right? How do you get yourself skilled? Now, to become successful as a business analyst, you need to know these tools: Excel, Power BI, SQL, Jira, Azure DevOps, Miro, Draw.io. This was the one we used today, Draw.io, and then ChatGPT. So to become successful as a business analyst, you need to know all of these tools. Now, let me open your eyes to something we do here at Nebians Analytics. Now, what we do is this: we look at what those jobs that I showed you on LinkedIn, we go over them regularly to analyze what are recruiters looking for in a business analyst. And what we discovered is that in recent times, especially for a business analyst, you are required to know these three tools: Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Ordinarily, you don't need them as a business analyst. Ordinarily, as a core business analyst, you don't need these three tools. But recruiters have started to ask for it. And that's what drives the market. It's not by what is typical, it is by what the recruiters want. Okay. So for that reason, we included Excel, Power BI, and SQL in our business analysis curriculum to cover the data literacy that you need to be successful as a business analyst. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? So, and if you take a look at the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report for 2025, business analysis is a career path that is projected to grow by another 30 to 35% between now and the year 2030. Okay, so question to yourself again is, where do I want to be? Where do I want to be when this all happens? Now, the question is, so what really is the job of a business analyst? And I love to call the business analysts as translators. And that's because their job involves stakeholder management. You're going to manage people, you're going to be documenting, you would hold meetings, you'd keep track. That's your core business analysis job. Okay, and like I said, these are the tools you need to learn to be successful as a business um, analyst. All right, so moving ahead now, moving ahead, these are some of the projects you need to work on, and you need to put this in your portfolio. You need to have a portfolio. I see somebody in the chat talking about, oh, don't we need a project portfolio? You need a project portfolio. So you need to work on real world projects, craft it out in a portfolio. You see, this is something looking like what we built today. This is a process map, okay? And you can see the decision points. Okay, you can see now you can see decision points. Okay, you can see this another process map here. You can see some of the decision points here. Okay, can we see the decision point? So you can see the start, and the end you will be somewhere down. So you can see all of that, guys. You can see this one too, also a decision point right here. So you can see now that we've done a project, you are starting to get the hang of what business analysis is, right? Are we correct? Am I correct? So all of these kind of projects, you need them in your portfolio. You need to have it in your portfolio so that recruiters can come and see what you've built over time, and they are able to appreciate what you've done. And of course, you want them to call you for an interview, not just appreciate you. You want them to call you for an interview. Now, you don't need to download draw.io. You don't need to download it. You just search, just the way I did it on the call. Just follow my steps and you're good. Now, these are some of our students and these are their portfolios. So you can click on the view portfolio link. I've put all of their portfolios there so you can get to see more about them. Connect with them on LinkedIn as well. So you can even ask them questions. They'll be happy to help. Okay. And these are some of our students that have, that have passed through us, and they've come up with their own portfolio under our guidance. Of course, we'll guide you in preparing your project portfolio. Now, this is Naomi. Naomi registered for our business analysis program, and to cut the long story short, she ended up having an entire business analysis department to herself, and she was the line manager of the department. So I would want you to listen to her yourself so that you can hear what she had to say. All right. I can tell stories. I'm good at storytelling, but I want you to listen to this one yourself, guys. So give me the next 10 minutes, okay, or less than 10 minutes, so you listen to Naomi yourselves, so that you can get to share in her experience about how she got into tech eventually. Okay, so let's hear from her, and we can continue from there.
People landed a job. All right, there's someone that is meant to share a testimony with us. I don't know, are you on the call, Naomi? Hi, Naomi, you can please turn on your video and unmute your mic. So you just talk to the house about your job learning process and how you're able to land your job and all of that.
Hi, good evening. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Naomi. Let me just start from the beginning. I'll try and be fast. In 2017, the bank, I live in a small country in West Africa where they speak French. And then my bank was acquired. And when the bank was acquired, the bank that bought over my bank now started laying off foreigners and all that. But for reasons known to them, I applied to go and they said no. So I was more like frustrated. I stayed with them. But I found out that as we are going forward, I'm being relegated to the background. As a supervisor, I had a lot of branches under me. I was supervising with over 65 staff. But I found out that they were trying to relegate me. I buried myself into training. I told myself I'm going to be so trained that I can conveniently work from home, because my idea after working in the bank for so many years was not to go sit or for interview work for someone else. I just wanted to do something on my own, get a job somewhere, do it online. And as I was doing those courses I started with the free courses from Harvard. I got a lot of certificates from there. And that was how last year, August, Nabians appeared on my feed. I looked at it, and that night they were having Lemoy was talking just like she's talking. I just joined, and I loved what she was saying. I said, this is like my problem is solved. Remote work, this is going to solve my problem. So I paid that night, and I paid a deposit for someone else too. So that's to show you how motivated I was. And I joined the course. The most amazing part of the course is the family part. You know, it was just like we've known ourselves for years. The business analytics, we started as a general course, everybody together, and then we split to different courses after some weeks. It was so interesting. And I decided to encourage everybody in the group to follow up the course and finish. So almost all of us in the business analysis, we started and we finished. I followed the course religiously because to me, this is life and death. At least I'm from Nigeria and I should prove myself. So I followed the course step by step. Went to LinkedIn, optimized my LinkedIn. I built my project. It was like building a website. I did everything line by line, point by point, and I started posting my profile. And when the 30 days the challenge came up and they said we should post every day for 30 days, man, it was not easy, but I did it. As by the end of that, those 30 days, I moved my subscribers or my followers from 500 to 900 and something. And it's not easy, but just do it, you know. And as I was doing it, sometimes there was this post I made that did not get any click. No, it wasn't like, but the impression was 16,000. I went somewhere, I just joined a group where I wanted to start posting blogs. Apart from my website, I wanted to be posting blogs on the platform. I saw one of the owners of the platform posted my post and made comments on that, used it to teach. I was so encouraged. So, long story short, I finished my training and we were about to start our internship. Human resource now called me and said, I should come and meet with them urgently. I said, this is why you're calling me for a meeting. I know when you call people, there's like a butcher house. What happened? They said nothing. I should just come. I went and they now started telling me that they've been watching me because the bank is restructuring again and we have to align with the head office in Cote d'Ivoire. So they had to create other departments. So suddenly, what my former boss said is unattainable for a Nigerian, an Anglophone in a Francophone country. They now offered me. I said, why? So no, we created this department. We want you to be the head of the department. What I'm just saying like this, it's more like 5 steps ahead. I didn't know what to say. I said, okay, I will think about it. They said, no, don't think about it. Take it. Because I said, okay, is that going to be training? You know what they asked me? Which training do you want? You're the one that will train others. We've been looking at your LinkedIn. All the things they're asking us to train. They are all on your LinkedIn. So you train others. When I was doing this, I never thought about anything. I never knew that Nabians is going to be a step for me to what I've been looking for since 2017. I was promoted, salary doubled, advantages tripled, and you can imagine where I am. And when they say luck is preparation meeting opportunity, I was never thinking of this part. So I encourage everyone here to just take it seriously. LinkedIn is your best platform, free of charge. Just go there and charge yourself. Work on your portfolio. Just follow the steps. Everything you're being taught here, follow it one after the other. And the most amazing part is that every team member is ready to help. If you just reach out, they are ready to help. Even the ones you think they are disturbing you, they are there for you. So I just came in here to encourage all of you because honestly, if I was going to apply for this, they wouldn't have still given it to me. And I was just sitting in my office, they offered it to me. And I'm still grateful to God. I'm grateful to Nabians for the opportunity to showcase my sleeves.
Wow. Thank you.
You've heard from the horse's mouth. So, and that was the reason why I said, you know what? Let me share that testimonial so you can see Naomi herself. So that was her story. Okay. From being relegated to being on top, and what made the difference? Nabians. All right. So, and Naomi is not the only one. Okay, there are so many of them. So those posts that Naomi was talking about on LinkedIn, these are the posts, and I've also included the link to the video, so you can listen to Naomi all over again, and you can reach out to her. These are real people. They are on LinkedIn. Reach out to them. You know. So now This is Esther and Mary. So these guys are fantastic. Okay. Esther registered for a data analytics program, and she currently works as a monitoring and evaluations analyst at Proud Nigeria. Okay. After going through our program, and if you listen to them, they'll tell you, oh, at some point they struggled, this and that. They are real people. It's not as if they are smarter than you are. It's not as if they are more gifted than you are. These people, at some point, they struggled, helped them, and then they got the results that they were looking for. Mary, if you listen, and you can listen to them clicking this link. Mary, when she was sharing her testimonial, there was something she said. She said that, she had gotten the job already, but she said that she doesn't think she's that special, that she thinks it is the CV template we gave them that made the difference for her. And I want you to listen to her when you get my slides, so you can get to hear from them. This is Udwak. For Udwak, we call her Grace. So Grace, her company, a very popular bank in Nigeria. If I mentioned the name, some of you may even be their customers. She was working with them. They tried to ignore her. She was upskilling. They saw her activities on LinkedIn. They ignored it until she came to them and told them that she has gotten another offer and she wants to leave. At that point, they increased her salary, promoted her. Then she went back to the recruiter that was trying to recruit her and told them that, look, they've matched your offer. Okay, they promoted me. So I just said, let me update you. And then on that spot, they increased her offer. She has not worked with them yet. They increased her offer. And at that point, it was not difficult for her any longer to make her decision finally. So she made her decision. What do you think she did? Of course, she took the better one. Okay, like any other person would have done. So that was her story. And you can also listen to her as well as Lebura Olawale. Lebura Olawale posted this dashboard. Okay, a dashboard she created on Excel. She posted it on LinkedIn, and she got called by a recruiter who was watching. And this was just 3 weeks into our program. What did these people do in common? They followed our instruction. Naomi followed our instruction. Grace followed our instruction. Esther followed our instruction. All of them followed our instruction. So, and that's not all. So they got something extra. What did they get? Extra. Now there's something we call our Nebient Analytics Extra Layered Employability Support. Now this is outside the technical aspect of the training. Now once you join us, you gain access to this as well. Weekly guidance and mentorship. You have CV assessment and job matching using AI. You also have LinkedIn revamp. You heard when Naomi mentioned LinkedIn is for free, use it to your advantage. And that's the simple truth. Okay, you also have Upwork profile. Now on Upwork, your CV is useless. You don't need your CV. Guess what they'll ask you for? Your portfolio. That's what they'll ask you for. Proof of work. Okay, they don't need your CV there. Now, on top of this is where it starts getting interesting. We have some lifetime packages. Okay, we have a lifetime interview preparation. So whenever you have an interview coming up, you can reach out to us and we'll prepare you ahead of the interview at no extra cost. This is a lifetime offer. Lifetime. Do you know what that means? It means that even after your program has ended, if you have an interview coming up, the only thing stopping you from getting a prep is reaching out to us. Just reach out. Okay. You also have a lifetime access to all your training materials, meaning after your training program, you can still access all of your classes, all of your materials, the data sets, everything that you've used. You also have a 1 month internship and a lifetime access to recommendation letters. All right. And then you have a lifetime alumni mentorship. So what are you waiting for again? What exactly are you waiting for? All right, to join us. So, and this is Helene Okai. I love to talk about Helene Okai because I was the one who prepared our own recommendation letter when she needed it. On the right-hand side is the email she got from a recruiter offering her a role
as a junior marketing analyst, and they required that she sent them a letterhead, preferably from a previous employer, and she used us as a previous employer. And that was how, I got the opportunity and the honor to prepare her recommendation letter for her. So that's what we give you the leverage to do here at Nebiat Analytics. The program, you'll be asking, how long is the program? It's for 3 months plus a 1-month internship. It's 100% virtual. And in total, that's 4 months. You get to learn and also test your skills. Your classes are on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You work on real-world projects, not the way we've done in this session tonight. The difference is that we will not rush. Okay, this session, I didn't want to keep you for 3 hours. Ordinarily, our classes are for 3 hours. You work on real-world projects. Okay, so the 3 hours is giving you time to follow the instructor. You set up, you follow the instructor, back to back, bumper to bumper for 3 hours, and you work on real-world case studies. Now, on Sundays, we give you preparatory videos that prepare you across the week or ahead of the next class the following Saturday. So that way, you come to class with a little bit of idea as to what is going to be happening and what you need to know prior to the class. Okay, so if there is also any need for theoretical knowledge, this is where we cover it ahead of the classes on Saturdays. On Tuesday evenings, okay, Tuesday evenings, 9 to 10 p.m., you get what we call support session. Now, this session is meant for questions and answers, okay, or any other activities regarding your class, but majorly for question and answers. If you have any questions regarding what you've done in the past, you can come here, ask your questions, and the trainer who trained you on Saturday will also be here to answer your questions. And then on Thursdays, you have mentorship sessions. You have your weekly mentorship sessions where we discuss some soft skills around how to negotiate a salary, how to answer tricky questions in an interview, body language, how to position yourself practically to get jobs. This is where we discuss those things on Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m. during the program. You can look at the full brochure here, fill in the attendance form. The attendance is in the chat box. Fill it out so that you can gain access to this and you can look through the brochure yourself. Now, I have more testimonials to share, but do you actually want me to share more testimonials, or you want us to talk about how you can get into our class starting July 5th? Our next class is starting on the 5th of July. Should we talk about how you can get yourself started on the 5th of July? Let's get into the class then. Okay, let's get into the class. Now, on the 5th of July, okay, on the 5th of July, you can actually get yourself started with your journey to becoming a business analyst. Now, at the beginning of this program, I said that we offer 3 courses: data analytics, business analysis, and data science. But I have tailored tonight's session to give you a snippet of how it feels like to become a business analyst. And that's why I focused this session on business analyst. We have sessions on data analyst, data science, but this session is for business analysts. But ordinarily, we offer 3 programs: data analytics, data science, and business analysis. So now, I need 10 people, okay, 10 people who wants to join this class 5th of July. Now, for these 10 people, okay, that decide tonight that they want to join the class starting on the 5th of July, I will be having an exclusive employability training with them tomorrow, 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., I'll be teaching you how to build a website portfolio from scratch, and you will not write one single line of code. One single line of code you will not write. 10 people who decide to join me tonight by registering would get a slot to themselves. Now, what does it take to register? Before we get back to this, what does it take to register? Like I said, we have 3 courses, okay, and you can pick any one of them. But for tonight, we talked about business analysis. The price of the program is 250,000 naira. Okay, you can decide to pay in full. You can decide to split it into two, however you like. Okay, but for tonight's session, there is a 3 installment package. 3 installment package. 85,000 naira gets you into the class. 85,000 naira 1 month into the program, and then 80,000 naira the second month of the program. So you can actually spread the payment across 3 installments. Now, I know you're saying, "Oh, Mohammed, but you wrote 4 installments on top." What do you mean 4 installments? Now, this is the standard 3 installment package that we have. Now, the reason I wrote 4 installments is this. Some of us may be on the call and say, "Oh, Mohammed, you know what? I actually want to register for this class. Okay, but I don't have 85,000 naira right now tonight to secure my spot to also enjoy your session, your exclusive session tomorrow night." Who is in that fold? You really want to register, okay, but you want a little bit of flexibility as to what you need to pay tonight to gain access. Who is in that? Just type I if you are in that. If you are in that category, type I. So if you are in that category, okay, if you are in that category, what you need to do is this. Right now, tonight, you can actually secure your spots via a direct bank transfer with just 30,000 naira. With 30,000 naira tonight, that secures you a spot, so that before the class starts, you can then top up to that 85,000 naira. Okay, you can then match this 85,000 naira before the class starts. But because you've secured your spot tonight, you start benefiting from tomorrow night, where you'll be in my exclusive session. Okay, if you've secured your spot already, there must be an arrangement for you already, Joseph. So you're already speaking with my team member. That's me. So just reach out to them and they'll walk you through on what you need to do, Joseph. All right. So for those of you securing your spot tonight with 30,000 naira, you can secure your spot. Send us a DM. This is my own number. Send me a DM 0703-215-8619 with a proof of payment, and I'll walk you through the next steps. Who has questions? If you have questions, raise your hand. I would answer your question. All right. So you can also type your questions in the chat box. I will take your questions as we go. All right. So who is securing a spot? Send me a DM 0703-215-8619, or you can send to our other number 0701-564-7028. Send us a DM with a proof of payment, and you are good to go. Now, I have some hands up, so let me allow people to unmute so they can speak. Now, only unmute your mic if I ask you to do that, please. If I call your name, you can actually unmute your mic and speak. I'm David Ike, your hand is up. Do you want to speak with me, please? Do you want to speak with me?
Sorry, my hand up was a mistake. I was trying to type I, so I didn't know where to type it.
Okay. Have you already registered though, David?
No, I'm going through the what's it called? The web link. The one in the doc sheets.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So what's your plan really, David? I mean, you came here for a reason. You are still here. What's your plan? Do you want to register or not? What's your plan? Are you planning already?
I might not be able to take advantage of tonight's promo, but I do want to register.
That would be so sad for me to see you to see that that opportunity slip from your hands. Okay, David, you really want this. If you really want it, try to go for it tonight. Okay, go for it tonight so that you can benefit from every single thing. Okay, Is
Yes,
that fine?
yes, I will.
Yeah, start to work on it tonight. So, I mean, it's just 30,000 naira, secure a spot tonight. Then before the class starts, you can then top up to complete the 85,000 naira. Okay. And then tomorrow you get to be scheduled for my exclusive session. So I'd love to see you in that session tomorrow, 8 p.m. David. All right.
All right.
Right. Fantastic. Ruth, your hand is up. Do you want to ask a question? You want to speak to me? Your hand is up. Hi Ruth, can you hear me? Okay, Ruth says, I am really interested, but the funds is the problem. Ruth, 1 year down the line, when you're already working in tech, okay, would you remember that you had this problem? Oh, there was a course, you know, um, funds was the problem, but guess what? I found a way to solve that problem. I benefited from the course. Now I'm working in tech. Do you think that this problem you say you have now is what's depriving you? Do you think is worth it? Is it what depriving you of such a benefit 1 year down the line? Except you think that problem that you have now is what you stand to gain in the future from this, then I agree with you that look, that's a legitimate problem that you have. Okay, right now, what I would do if I were you, if I really wanted this, is I'll start looking for how I can circumvent the issue. Okay, how do I raise the fund? Okay, maybe not all at once, but bit by bit. How much do I need right now to secure a spot? Get that, secure a spot, and then you can start to sort yourself out. Did I answer your question? Did that answer your question? Fantastic. So don't think about the problem. Try to solve the problem now. Start solving the problem now. Okay? Start solving the problem now so that you can get this benefit. All right, that's how you should think. Sunday Madubuko. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And if I did pronounce your name correctly, I'll be adding another 100,000 naira to your own fee specifically for the fact that I pronounced your name correctly. So confirm, did I pronounce your name correctly? So we know how much I'll charge you Sunday. Okay, I did pronounce it correctly. So that means your money is 350,000 naira. Okay, I'm just messing with you. I'm just joking. All right. So Sunday, your question is, so I want to know when the program will be held next year, so I can save up for the program. Next year. Sunday, check out our website. If your plan is next year, first of all, check out our website. If you check out our website, you see that I was not joking when I said I wanted to add 100K to your own fee, because guess what? 350,000 naira is what you see on our website right now as I'm speaking to you. If you check, okay, so I could have come here and say, oh, the price is 350,000 naira. We're currently doing a promo of 250, but guess what? 250 flat right now. You come next year, you're likely not going to see this price point. So Sunday, just like I spoke to you, don't let funds be the excuse for remaining in your current financial situation 1 year down the line. The economy is not smiling to you and me, okay? The economy is not smiling to you. It's not smiling to me. But there are some people that even if the economy is frowning, they don't give a damn. Permit me to use that word. It does not affect them whether economy is smiling or not. Okay, so you want that to be your case. I mean, ever since I started working remotely, that has changed my life. Okay, so working remotely, even if it comes with its own unique challenges, right? It's not all bed of roses. But guess what? I'll take those challenges. I mean, I'll take it. All right. When you look at the benefits that you get,
you're going to turn a blind eye to the challenges that come with it. So if it's what you really want Sunday, just carry that problem that you have right now, put it in a dustbin, solve it. Okay, solve the problem. Let us work with you. Okay, Sunday. I hope that answers your question. All right. Official Michele. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name. He said, please, is there a way we can break the payments in maybe much flexible way, like 40K for 6 months? So official Michele, 40K for 6 months. What you need to do is some conditions, okay? Just some conditions may apply, all right? Ordinarily, that sort of flexibility, I'll just say an outright no, okay? But for that to work, there will need to be some form of one-on-one communication. So what you want to do, official Michele, is you want to send me a DM. All right. You want to send me a DM to my line 0703 and let's discuss. But let me give you a heads up, official Michele. So this is how we do it. So people can actually secure their spot right now with 30K and say that, oh, you know what? I don't want to start with the July cohort. I want to start with the August cohort. Okay. Or I want to start with the September cohort. So we have such arrangements, and what you are saying sounds very similar to that. So you can leverage that by actually securing your spot now and say, you know what, I'm gonna start later on, and that gives you time, because what you need now is time. Official Michele, okay, you need time to make up the payment. But if you do 40,000 for 6 months, that's just 240,000 naira, still remaining 10K. So what's going to happen with the 10,000 naira, official Michele? That your mathematics is dicey. Okay, so let's do the mathematics a lot better and let's work with you. Okay, so does that work for you, official Michele? Fantastic. So first thing first, secure your spots, then let's have that discussion. Okay, secure your spots, indicate when you want to start. You can pick August, you can pick September, and then from the enrollment form. So once you send us a proof of payment, we'll share the enrollment form with you, and you can absolutely secure your start point. All right, so do we have any other questions before I call it a night tonight? What's the time? It's almost 10 o'clock, 9:42. So if you've secured your spot, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Congratulations. If you haven't secured your spot and you're still here, then what are you waiting for? What exactly are you thinking about? What are you waiting for? Somebody says that's Sundays. I understand, but let me see. I understand, but my current situation is not helping matters. But by His grace, I will join next year. Next year is too late, Sunday. Okay, let me be honest with you. Let me tell you the reason why it's too late. Now, there is what we call recruitment season. Recruitment season comes 2 to 3 times in a year. And the reason is because companies have what we call fiscal year. Who knows what fiscal year is? Or let me not just generalize. Let me ask Sunday. Sunday, do you know what fiscal year is? Do you know what fiscal year means? Let me help. Let me not take your time. Okay. So fiscal year is also known as financial year. There are some companies that the first month of their fiscal year is not January. Their first month starts maybe in July. And then if fiscal year is July this year to July next year. Okay. So that's what you call fiscal year. So because of that, recruitment seasons
happen majorly 3 times during the year. Okay, we've had the first wave for this year. The next 2 waves are gonna happen in July and in December. July and December. Now we are next month is July. Okay, so you start your journey, okay, and then by the end of July, you already have some projects to show. Okay, I mean, you saw one of our participants, that I talked about, Lebra Alawale. She posted one of her dashboard. In fact, that was the first dashboard in their program. 3 weeks into the program, they built their first dashboard, and that was the dashboard that did the trick for her. The potential recruiter reached out to her via DM. Oh, I see what you do. I like what you do. Do you mind having a discussion on one project that I'm working on? Blah blah blah. And that was it for her. So what you want to do, okay? What you want to do is don't delay this. Myself and yourself know that if something is urgent, all right, for you, you treat it as number one priority. Okay, so you want to find a way to get yourself this program so that you can tell a different story 1 year down the line. Okay, 1 year down the line. So that is my response for you, Sunday. All right, that's my response for you, Sunday. Okay, so I want to believe, do we have any other questions, or that will be all for tonight? Do we have any other questions, or that will be all for tonight? If we don't have any question, this is the point where I say congratulations to those of us who have secured their spot already tonight with 30,000. For those of us who are here to secure their spot and still listening to me, something in you wants this. Okay, so go for it without hesitating. Okay, go for it without hesitating. Bumi Esther, your hand came up entirely. So do you want to speak with me, or that was a mistake? All right, I'm supposing that was a mistake or something. So guys, have a wonderful.
Hello, Mr. Mohammed.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Okay. Yeah, good evening.
So I've been raising my question on the platform since maybe it was an oversight for you not to see it.
Oh,
So
okay,
I've been
okay.
asking, yes, about that data science. When is the cohort going to start?
Oh, it starts the
What
same
are the
time, July 5th.
same time? Okay.
Yes, July
Okay.
5th.
That's
Yeah.
my question.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Okay, fantastic. It seems you've already secured your own spot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right. So, congratulations to those again who have secured their spots. We'll see. Okay, Esther Osezu, I think, can I pay tomorrow? Esther, the only way you can pay tomorrow, that's Esther Osezua. The only way you can pay tomorrow is that you send me a DM now to that effect, so that I can secure that seat for you temporarily until tomorrow. Okay? Because if you don't secure it tonight, I mean, do you still want to benefit from my session tomorrow, the 8 p.m. one, the exclusive session, Esther Osezua? If you want to benefit from that, then I have to actually secure a spot for you now, so that tomorrow when you come, you take it permanently, and then you can be scheduled for that session. Okay, so send me a DM to that effect so that there is a proof. Okay, because my team will need me to prove that this person wanted it, and this person attended your session that night and wanted it, so that they would allow you into the exclusive session. Else, it's gone. Okay, so guys, that is that about that. Estelle says, well, I hope that answers your question. My line is 0703 215 Okay, or you can send us a message on 0701 564 7028.
I enjoyed myself tonight, guys. I hope you did learn something of value. I hope it was worth your time. If you are still here, I really deeply appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Um, you um, so Esther, you choose one. Okay, you choose one, and then we train you on that. Okay, you choose one, and then we train you on that. If I understand your question, okay. But if your question is around, oh, if I will be teaching, of course I'll be part of your facilitators, but we have other facilitators also, experts like myself who will be working with you with a lot of experience. So, that is pretty much how it is. And these are people who also struggled themselves to get into tech, so they know the struggle you are going through, and that helps them to be patient with you when you are struggling, especially when you are struggling to understand one or two things. So, like I said, it's not a bed of roses. I'm not going to come here and tell you, you're not going to lift a finger or this and that. All right. So and that's why you need the level of professionals that you'll be working with here, so that you you get the best. So that's pretty much what it is. Chibuzo, if you want to speak with me, send me a DM on WhatsApp only, please, and then from there we can take it up. Okay. So that's pretty much what it is. Good night, and have a wonderful night's rest. Cheers, guys.